Hi everyone and welcome back to the Penn Sports Network podcast. I am your host Olivia Hughes. Next to me we have our swimming sports writer Seth Cooper, who is our swim expert today.
Hello.
This upcoming Wednesday begins the PSAC championship, where our Crimson Hawks will race for a spot in the NCAA championship. Joining us today to give us an inside scoop on their season is Kyla, Kramer, and Stephen Goff.
Hi, I'm Kyla. I'm a senior. I am currently in my master's program for healthcare administration, and I've been swimming for 13 years.
I'm Steven. I'm a senior here. My major is hospitality management, graduating this year, and I've been swimming for about 17 years.
Okay, so how are you guys feeling going into the PSACs?
I'd say 50-50. Like, part of me is really excited, but also, like, melancholy at the same time. You know, it's the last one. Also a little bit nervous, But, we put a lot of hard work in this season, and I think it's going to be a great meet overall.
Yeah, I feel like kind of hearing you say that makes me a little bit nervous. Like, I'm very excited. Again, I'm a senior. I just want to wrap up my career in a good way, but I also think that this is just such an exciting meet even this year that I'm ready for it in a positive and exciting way.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for the championship?
Team-wise, our girls' team is really up there. I think we have a good chance to win and put our best foot forward, especially it's my fourth year on the team. Like, this year I feel the most confident out of my 4 years. And for myself, I'm really close to getting an NCAA cut, so not to put too much pressure on myself, but I also feel like that would be a great way to end my career. I really want to do that for myself. So.
Yeah, I think this year it's kind of the same with the girls' team. Girls have a lot going in. Same with the guys' team. I think overall the guys have been really close this year, whether it's on the pool deck, off the pool deck. I think there's just a lot of, excitement going into this meet, as like for years past. It's kind of been like 50-50, but I think everyone's really excited. For me personally, it's just getting best times. If we podium, that'd be awesome, but getting a best time is always amazing. So I'm just going to look at, trying to do my best at this meet.
What's the overall team energy you think going into this championship?
I'd say, like, nerves. Obviously, everyone's really nervous about their individual meets, but, like, what they're going to do on, like, a relay or, like, just overall, like, scoring-wise. But I think everyone's really excited, especially the freshman class. People have been talking about it all year. And I think with the upperclassmen, too, everyone's really looking forward to this year. Looking back at previous years, like, there's swims that don't go well, but I think everyone's looking forward to, giving it another go.
Yeah, I think there's a very positive vibe on our team. That's kind of what our team goal is to be very positive, because swimming can be a very draining sport, so you have to have that good mental, space. But like Steve was saying, we have a huge freshman class this year, so I think there's a lot of just positivity and excitement going into the meet because it's all of their first times. Like, it's very exciting. So as a senior, I'm excited to be there for them. And a lot of the freshmen do my events too, so it's really exciting because I feel like kind of a mentor, and it's just, I'm excited for them and excited for the rest of the team.
Do you feel like a certain responsibility, since you are the senior, to help guide those freshmen in a way?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not probably the best leader, but, like, I try to, do the best I can to lead by example in a way, and, like, if I do something wrong, like, I don't do what I did just now. Like,
he does a good job.
I try.
He's being humble. He
I
does
try
a
my
good
best.
job.
It's just kind of like, full circle moment, because we were in their shoes. It feels like literally just yesterday, but it was 4 years ago. And now they're going to be what we are now very soon. And it's just kind of like, it's kind of cool to look at.
It is a weird feeling, because when we were freshmen, our freshman class was very small. So I feel like coming in as freshmen, we like immediately gravitated towards the older, people, upperclassmen. So thinking about how I felt about them when I was a freshman, and then kind of thinking how those roles are reversed, and like maybe that's how people feel about me, or that's how I'm viewed. It's like, it's kind of, a little bit pressuring, because you want to be that positive, person for them, but it's also so cool to think about it in that way. So, and I'm also still very close with people that were older than me and aren't on the team anymore. So I hope that I can be that for the freshmen and the underclassmen.
So what does a successful championship meet look like for you in terms of more than just scoring places and getting medals and making the podium?
I'd say just, being able to, take something away from it. I mean, you can always have a bad swim, but, like, you can look at it and be like, oh, I did this pretty good. That was great. And, like, be able to look at the team overall and say, like, hey, we all did great. Like, whether I had a bad race, and then I had a good race, and then I had another bad race. Like, just being able to take away something positive from it, I feel like makes it successful. Because, like, I'm going to be honest, last year wasn't my greatest meet, but, you know, relays were a lot of fun, you know. There were some freshmen on them, so it was, like, kind of cool to get them involved and see, you know, what the future's going to hold with that. But also, you know, like, overall team-wise, it was just really positive, a lot of fun. I feel like that can be really successful when you look at it.
I think for me, it's the end of a chapter. So whether the times or the places or the podiums go the way we want, I think for me, no matter what the outcome is, I want to just be able to look back on my time at IUP as a swimmer, like basically my whole life, and just kind of soak it all in. That's what I kind of want PSACs to be, just to really be in the moment and like feeling the experiences, because like this is it, like this is the last of the last. So whatever happens, I know it's going to be positive, and that's just how we're going to leave it. So
how are you guys preparing for the long stretch meet coming up? Because PSAC start on Wednesday and they end on Saturday.
Yeah, 4-day meet. Very long.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It really, really is. I think just kind of catching up on rest. You know, we're going to be in a hotel for 4 days, which is usually longer than most meets. We're usually in a hotel for one night, if we're in a hotel at all. So just catching up on rest, obviously eating correctly, hydrating. I don't know. Just trying to focus on what's coming up and not so many different things. Obviously school's important, but like, you know, just trying to get that mindset ready for the meet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so hard to prepare for a 4-day meet. Like, I just don't think that you, like, properly can, if that sounds right. It's so, until you're in that experience, you really can't understand what it's like to be fully immersed in competition for 4 or 5 days. Like, it's just so hard to comprehend until you're in it. And so I think just having that positive mindset, and I think for me, the biggest thing is trusting my coaches. I have full faith in Villa and Stoner and Luke Emmerling, and that's how I go. I'm like, you know what? If they think I am prepared, then I am prepared. I can do this. That's pretty much all I do. I just put my full faith in them, and the cards will fall as they may. So
yeah, I'd say a lot of it too, like, we can overthink a lot. So having trust in our coaches, which I'd say everyone on the team has a lot of trust in them.
Yes.
I think just being able to trust what they have given us over this year, and just if they say we're good, we're good. You know, just having trust in them is key, and I think all of us have that.
Yeah, I think with swimming, you grow up. A lot of places I know friends that did, you grow up with the same coach your whole life. So you get really close with your coaches, but coming to college was like a totally different level of that, because, I mean, it sounds weird, but it's like they're your parents while you're at school. Like, they are with you all the time. They've seen us, you know, grow up over the 4 years, and now we're adults going into the real world. So, like Stephen said, if they say we're good, then I know we're good. You know,
Yeah.
I have my faith in them, and yeah. So
That's a great way to look at it.
yeah.
So what do you change from your prelim swims to your final swims?
I think it can be really hard because of the quick turnaround a lot of the time. But, you know, just kind of seeing what worked and what didn't, like I said previously, like just seeing how you did. You know, you could have went in the prelims with the best time. You know, doing that same exact thing can be really hard. But, you know, if you have the right mindset, if the mindset's there, and you know what you have to do going into finals, just race your race. Overthinking's not going to help anything. So, but if you have a bad race, you know, looking at that and not getting negative, and just, you know, seeing what you need to do to have a better finals, I think can be a big factor.
I don't know if this is a negative or a positive, but I honestly change nothing. Anytime I like step up on the block, like I am genuinely going all out. Like, I know there are swimmers that kind of hold back in prelims and, you know, save it for finals. Like, I am not that swimmer that can do that. I just have to go out there and swim my race. I think you put so much preparation in since September. Like, for me, there's no reason to not just go all out every time I go off the block. So prelims and finals aren't really that different. There's obviously that little added pressure in finals because that's, you know, the one you're scored at. That's the one where your times really matter. But I don't know. I just try and leave it all in the pool, and hopefully that works for me. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same thing. I think overthinking really doesn't do anything for you.
No, yeah.
It's
No
just
matter what, you have to
Yeah.
have that right mindset. And like I said, finals has that little added pressure. So, you know, you really got to lean on your teammates, lean on your coaches, lean on the people around you, because, and I talked to some of the freshmen about this. I was like, guys, every single person that is on the team with you right now is going through the same thing. Like, you know, you might feel down, you might feel tired. Everybody's feeling that way. Not just our team, but every team that's at the pool, even the coaches, like, they're tired too. So I feel like that also helps is you have those people to lean on. So finals, like, use that, you know, so that, I think that helps too.
I think that's really where teamwork and, like, the whole camaraderie comes into play. Because in finals, like, everyone is up cheering, everyone's, like, you know, excited, but we're all a little bit nervous at the end of the day. So, like, sticking together as, like, a team and leaning on each other is key, I think, for making finals a little bit better than prelims if it doesn't go.
Our team is also very, very good at, like, being loud and being up and cheering. I know I have a bag of 14 pom-poms that I bring to every meet, so I try and disperse them, you know, around everybody and give them to everyone. But we're loud. There's always pictures of us. They have, like little blockers on the sides of the pool so that people, like, don't fall in and stuff. But, like, we're always up against them, like, cheering, and there's always pictures of our team doing that. So that's one thing that I know my coach, you know, he prides us on, but, like, we also do. We like being the loud team. We want people to know that we're there. Our team cheer, which Steven leads, is insane. Like, we are so loud. But it's great. That's what I love. I love being loud, you know, being out there, like, making yourself known. Whether you're in the pool swimming or you're on the side cheering. Like, one of your teammates is always swimming in the pool. So
yeah, I feel like that's so important because not only are you motivating the people who are, like, swimming, but you're also, like, creating adrenaline for yourself in the race.
Exactly. And I'm a breaststroker, so my events are always, like, the last one. So getting to see people do great swims and being excited and being up and cheering for my teammates before my races is, like, what gets me going. I know some people need to, like, be in their space and get in their mindset, which is fine, that's how they are, but, like, I'm the person that needs to, like, kind of ignore it until it's time for me to go up there. So that is one thing I love is we can do that. We create that environment that makes it fun and not as scary or full of pressure as it needs to be.
Yeah.
So
how has the team keep you guys grounded during the high pressure situations, or do you think it's all just the cheering and the yelling and the motivational stuff?
You know, so my sophomore year, I made my first A final in the 100 freestyle, and I was really nervous. I'd say the 100 free is my best event, and, like, making an A final was, like, really big for me. And I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, like, this, even if I get 8th, even if I get 4th, no matter what place I get, I'm gonna be nervous going into this no matter what. And I had headphones in, and I was, like, kind of pacing. And alum now, but Luke Mikesel, who was on the team for 5 years, was like, take them off, you don't need them, just stay in the moment. And that was, like, really big for me. And that overall, you know, just staying in the moment, we're all in these high pressure situations together, leaning on each other is a thing that's really big, but also just kind of, like, taking a step back and not worrying. And, like, we're all in this together. And that reminder I got from him really helped me out, like, not only in that moment, but just, you know, now too, like, 3 years later.
I think kind of similar to him, last year was my first A final, and it was in the 200 breast, me, Katrina Miller, and Tina Kudina. It was all of our first times in the A final in the 200 breaststroke. So it was a really special moment, and I have swam with Katrina since I was younger. We went to neighboring high schools, so we've known each other for a long time, and it's been really fun because we've gotten so close since we've been on the team together, and she is my biggest competitor and my biggest supporter. It's so fun being that competitive with a teammate because I think that's what really pushes you to be better in such a positive way. Like, genuinely, it's amazing. But we really got to, like, lean on each other in that moment, and I was so nervous because I went in seated third and top 3 get medals, and I was like, I really want one, I want to do this, like, I know I can. And it just felt so good to be able to lean on your teammates in that moment because, like I said, we're all going through the same experience in that same moment. We're all nervous. This is all our first A final. Like, it was such a good moment, and I think that's what, like, keeps you grounded is being with your teammates and knowing that they're going through the same thing that you are in that same moment. So that's what I love.
So Coach Villa talks a lot about the team being a family, and you talked about it a little bit, but what does that really look like in these meets?
I would say, like, family-wise, like, really comes to play on relays. Obviously, the individuals are really kind of awesome. You know, you get to say good job, but, like, it really comes down to relays, I'd say. Because it's just 4 of us. It's like 4 siblings, 4 family members going on vacation or, you know, going into battle. And, you know, it takes a lot of, like, you know, strength, you know. I'd say a lot of patience That's a really good question, actually. I'm like starting that. But I'd say just, sticking together, because, someone might have a bad split, someone might have a crazy fast split. Looking at them and being like, I got this, I got you. And just giving it your all is really important. I think that's really where the family aspect comes into play.
Mm-hmm. I think we all get to know each other so well. Like we were talking about before, we practice together 10 times a week. Like that's an insane amount of time, a lot of hours we're spending together. And the people that you swim with every single day, because we have groups on our team, specifics for breaststroke, sprinting, whatever. But those people that I swim with every single day, you get so close with. It's kind of like a trauma bond because we're all in it together, and we're together every single day going through these hard practices, and we know how hard we've worked up to that moment. And we just really lean on each other, and I think that creates that family bond. And like I said, and he said, we have alumni that we still talk to all the time because you created that bond together doing this really hard sport all the time together. It really does just create a family, like, very naturally. It's never forced. Like, we're all friends, and I think this year more than ever, it's been a really good year. So,
there are a lot of international students on your team. Are there any cool traditions or anything from their culture that they have introduced to you?
I haven't really noticed any specifically, because there's been so many. We've had people from Greece, Croatia, Slovakia recently. Egypt.
Yeah.
It's just all over. It's like the United Nations.
Literally the whole world. I swear.
I wouldn't say tradition, but during practice, coaches will take song suggestions, and sometimes they'll suggest a song, and I'm like, what in God's name are you playing?
Yeah.
But it's just that this could be their number one artist over there, and I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of getting to listen to different backgrounds and different cultures, like music specifically, because I'd say music gets a lot of us through practice.
Yeah.
So I'd say that, when I hear someone like Patrick Kudla from Croatia play or suggest a song, I'm like, all right, this isn't that bad. And then I just swim to it, I'd say.
It is just so interesting because there are people from literally all over the world. My friend Summer Essen, she's from Canada, and it's just really funny because I feel like Canada doesn't feel that far away, but there are so many little differences, and it's just so fun to kind of learn more about them and where they're from and kind of how their culture is through little things. She calls a hat a toque, and I'm like, what? It's just so funny, just the little things, and our coaches get in on it. They enjoy learning about the international students just as much as we do, and I think that's really fun. So I don't think I've had any specific traditions, but it is interesting learning the small things that they have in their lives that they can bring to us. So
yeah.
Are there any traditions that you hope to leave the team with?
I mean, so this year I do, and that I've picked on from the alumni that I was introduced to, the seniors on the team I was introduced to when I was a freshman. The cheer we do. When I was a freshman, I had no idea what they were saying. It's a really loud cheer. Everyone's saying it. Everyone's kind of screaming it.
We're not allowed to say the words. You're not allowed to tell them what the words are. They have to learn it through hearing it.
Okay.
So you really don't know it until maybe your junior year, because it's very fast. It's very crazy. It's not real words.
So we're never taught it. You're never taught. You're never given a script about what it is.
Yeah.
So you have to pick it up, and I was eventually able to pick it up, and I've been doing it for 2 years now. And I'm trying to say it slowly sometimes, even if it's just a practice or something we're just doing team bonding. I'll try to say it slowly for people to pick it up. And see people are like, what are you saying? And I might not be able to understand when I'm screaming really loudly. I doubt I am. But I hope that someday someone actually figures out what it is when I'm gone. And people eventually pick it up.
Yeah.
But who knows if that'll happen.
It definitely is something that I love about our team, is our team cheer. It is so crazy. Steven does such a good job at it. It is hilarious. It is amazing. But like he said, that probably is our number one tradition on our team, is our team cheer. I hope one day we should post a video of it or something, because I don't think people really see it, but it is hilarious. For me, like I said, I bring a bag of pom-poms everywhere, so it's not really a tradition, but I am going to pass it down to a freshman, and hopefully that can kind of continue, because it is fun, to have pom-poms, and to, they're red and glittery, and it's just fun, and that's what I like, so yeah. I think it also stands out when we're at those big meets. Like I said, you're crowded on the, side of the pool against those things, and when you see those red pom-poms, that's really exciting, so I hope that they continue to use them. So
Yeah, and I just hope, everyone gets loud at these meets.
Mhm.
I think that this freshman class especially has done an amazing job with that, getting up and cheering, even if it's for someone like you don't know that well, or it's your best friend. The same level of energy has been like given to everybody with
Mhm.
cheers and cheering everyone on. And I just hope that my voice is gone right now. It's probably going to be gone by Saturday. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that everyone manages to stay loud and stay energetic through these coming years, because this is a big freshman class, big
Right.
underclassmen class, and junior class. Just
Mhm.
staying together as a family, as Villa describes it, I think
Yeah.
is really going to be important.
I think we all know the pressure of the situation that we're going into. So it is so important that we are there to cheer each other on, whether it goes the way they want it to or not. So I think that's why we put so much emphasis on the getting up and the cheering and the being loud, because we know that helps people, and that creates an environment where people want to go fast and want to do what they can do to help the team. So
Yeah.
I do hope that continues, and I think it will. I have no
Mhm.
doubts that
No
that
doubt.
will continue. So
What are some misconceptions that people who don't swim have about swimmers?
I've been seeing recently, and I'm glad I'm seeing it, people realize how hard it is.
Mm.
And I realize how hard it is sometimes when I'm swimming, because I'll look at somebody like Caleb Dressel or some of these guys in the SEC level. I'm like, how are you doing this, man? I've been doing this my whole life,
Right.
and I still don't know how you're going. I mean, a 17-second 50 freestyle, it's insane. And I hope, especially with the Olympics and all these big college meets, I hope people see it on Instagram or something, and look at it and be like, oh my god, this is crazy. And I'd say I work decently hard sometimes, but just looking at everybody and realizing how hard of a sport it really is,
Mhm.
physically and mentally.
yeah, oh yeah. Trying to think. I feel like people think swimmers are obsessed with swimming.
Oh my
We
God.
truly aren't. It's just a sport that we did when we were younger, and we thought we were good at it, so we continued doing it. I try not to make it my whole life. I think that's hard, because swimming is a sport where it kind of becomes your whole life, and you do it your whole life. Like, he said he's been swimming for 17 years. I've been swimming for 13. So it's not our whole lives,
Yeah.
but it's an important part. So I feel like many people think, I see it on TikTok all the time, they're like, oh, they swim in the morning and then they go to school and then they swim at night. They love swimming. They're obsessed with swimming. I'm like, I'm not
No.
obsessed with it. It's just kind of how the sport is, and you have to learn that it is just a big time consumer.
It was
So-
like a hobby that became eventually a lifestyle,
Right.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I swam when I was younger, but I never did the competitive USA swimming or anything like that. I just did high school swim in high school. So it has been an adjustment for me. It really is becoming my whole life since I've been in college. So yeah, we are not obsessed with swimming,
No.
but we love it and we do it.
It's fun.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
fun.
Is there a moment from this season that has really stuck out to you in any certain way?
I think you gotta go first. I got plenty.
It's kind of, I don't want to say it's a sad moment, but like I said, I am trying to get my NCAA cut, and I was really shooting for it at our midseason meet. And during the meet, while I was swimming, it's in the 200 breast, that's my event, and my whole team, I couldn't even tell you how many people were sitting, they all knew that that's what I was going for. We're at the end of my lane, and you do an open turn. I can physically see them all in my face screaming as I'm swimming. So, it put me really in a good mood. I was ready, I was going for it, I was excited, and I didn't end up getting the cut. And it was a disappointing moment for me, because, you have such high expectations for yourself, and I really wanted it, and I felt like I worked for it. And multiple teammates came up to me and gave me a hug and were like, I'm here for you, it's okay, we're going to keep working hard, we have time. Just the fact that I didn't even have to tell them that I was upset or that I missed the cut. They knew, and they kind of knew how to be there for me. And it was a really good moment, because it makes me feel like, you're getting something out of swimming so much more than swimming. I have real teammates and friends, and that was just a moment that felt so good for me, because I had so many people that actually cared and wanted to make sure I was okay and be there for me, and it meant a lot. So that really stuck out to me.
I would have to say it was about a month ago. So we go to Florida for our training trip, and when we come back, we're exhausted. We're tired, sick sometimes, most of the time. And we have usually a meet at Bloomsburg, other side of the state. like, a long drive, like 5 days after, 3 days after sometimes. And so it's like a meet that's right after all that hard training, and it's a back-to-back meet the first day. So it's hard. It's tiring. It's stress-inducing. It's hard. And one of I think the last event, last event of the day, we had a relay, the 4x1, and I was going into this like, oh my God, like, no, please, let this be over. But my teammates, and I'm going to shout out one freshman, Trent Powell. He's sick as a dog, and he is still energetic, excited, looking forward to this relay. And you can kind of tell the other teams aren't really into it, but he was into it, and that like grasped me, and I was like, let's go win this thing. And we ended up winning, and right after he's like leaning over, he's out of it. But the fact that he was probably feeling like that before, and he still had he got us all hyped up, like he got his energy up. He had a great swim. That's just so like I take so much away from that, because it's just like this is a freshman, like this kid's known us 4 months, 5 months, and he's like already leading by like this by example. It's just awesome to see, and really makes me excited for the future of this team.
Yeah, I think that just shows like everything we've been saying, how important it is to get up and cheer for your teammates and be positive and have that mindset, because somebody could be having a terrible day, they're in the worst mood, they don't want to do this, but just like that little bit of positivity or just like saying the right thing can put them in a completely different mindset. And I think that's just so important, and that speaks so much to swimming. Like that's just how it is. You have to speak up, and you have to be positive, or it's really, really hard to get through. So, and everybody knows that, and I think our team does an amazing job of that, and it makes it so much easier.
Yeah, I have to agree with that too.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to move to the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So first, indoor versus outdoor pools.
Outdoor.
Indoor. No. We swim outside in Florida, and I get sunburned, and I don't like it. So
Yeah,
indoor.
Skin, like
Yes, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Indoor.
Very fair. Yards or meters?
Yards.
Yards. I hate meters.
Yeah.
Saltwater or chlorine pool?
Chlorine.
I'm going saltwater. I hate chlorine burn.
That's true. Saltwater tastes bad, so I don't need to taste it all the
Tastes in
time.
pool water.
I swallow way too much water while I swim. It is a serious problem. It's very, very bad. So I do taste it.
Fins or paddles?
Fins.
I'm going paddles.
Hurts my shoulders.
Hurts my feet.
Day meet or night meet?
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
By far.
Morning or afternoon practice?
I'm going morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
I'm
going
also
morning.
going to go morning.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
Yep.
IM order or one stroke?
I'm an IMer.
I only
Can't.
swim one stroke, so
I
I'm
am.
gonna have to go that option.
Flat start or relay start?
Ooh. I'll go flat.
I'm like a sloth on flat starts, so I'm gonna have to go relays.
I don't do relays too often, so flat.
Tapering before a big meet, love it or hate it?
Hate it, honestly.
I'm like
It hurts.
50-50 because it can be a good taper. If it's a good taper, which most of the time it is, it can be nice, but it can hurt sometimes. Those heart rate sets are tough. So
Yeah, I'm going to say hate it.
I would probably say hate it as well. Yeah. Coaches, please don't watch this.
Right. Sorry, Billa.
Barefoot on the deck or shoes on the deck?
Barefoot.
Barefoot.
I never wear shoes.
I'm like, oh, this pool's, floor is disgusting when I walk on it barefoot.
You get used to it. You get used
I
to
didn't
it.
know people actually wear shoes on the pool deck.
It's to keep your body warm, because if your
okay.
feet are warm, it warms up your whole body. I was told that last year, and
Yeah.
I do think it works.
Yeah,
That was a fun fact I just learned.
Because it's your well, I could go scientific, but I don't think anyone can care.
But yeah, if your feet are warm, it's gonna keep the rest of your body warm. So if it's a meet day, I probably have shoes on, or a big meet day. Not usually barefoot.
T-shirt or sweatshirt when you get out of the pool?
Sweatshirt.
I'm a sweatshirt person.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this podcast. We'll see you guys next week.
Tune in to the PSAC Digital Network from Wednesday to Saturday to watch the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference swimming championships.
Yes, it's gonna be a good one. So definitely watch.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.